Imagine an animal so dangerous that even lions, crocodiles, and hyenas often prefer to avoid it. An animal capable of running faster than a human, crushing a crocodile with a single bite, and defending its territory against multiple predators at the same time. Yet it has neither sharp claws nor the fangs of a big cat. This animal is the hippopotamus. Behind its calm appearance hides one of Africa's most fearsome creatures. Today, we are going to discover 7 animals that dared to challenge this giant, and almost always ended up retreating. Some of these encounters are so incredible that they seem straight out of a movie. Stay until the end, because the final opponent is probably the last animal anyone would expect to see lose against a hippopotamus. The leopard is often considered Africa's most stealthy hunter. Unlike the lion, it does not rely on a pack or brute strength. Its main weapon is surprise. Thanks to its incredible agility, it can leap onto prey in a fraction of a second, kill it with a bite to the neck, and then drag it up into a tree to keep it safe from other predators. But against a hippopotamus, this entire strategy falls apart. An adult hippopotamus can weigh more than 3 tons, making it nearly 40 times heavier than a leopard. Its skin, several centimeters thick, acts like a natural armor that the feline's claws and fangs struggle to penetrate. Even if the leopard managed to climb onto its back, it would be unable to inflict wounds deep enough to stop it. Worse still, a single charge from a hippopotamus could send the leopard crashing to the ground, while just one bite from its powerful jaws would be enough to crush its bones. That is why leopards almost always avoid adult hippos and prefer to silently disappear into the vegetation. The ghost predator of the savannah knows that there is one opponent against whom neither speed, stealth, nor intelligence can make the difference. The spotted hyena has earned a fearsome reputation, and it is not by accident. Equipped with one of the most powerful bites in the animal kingdom, it can crush the bones of its prey as if they were nothing more than simple twigs. Contrary to popular belief, the hyena is not just a scavenger. It is an extremely efficient hunter that captures a large part of its own food. In a pack, it can even force lions to retreat. But when a hippopotamus enters the scene, everything changes. Hyenas rely on their endurance and their numbers to exhaust their victims before launching an attack. This strategy works against antelopes, zebras, or weakened buffaloes, but it becomes completely ineffective against an adult hippopotamus. Weighing several tons, the hippo is not easily intimidated. At the slightest sign of threat, it can charge at speeds of up to 30 kilometers per hour over short distances, with its massive jaws wide open. A single bite from its enormous mouth can crush a skull or tear apart the body of an opponent. Faced with such a display of power, even a pack of hyenas chooses to retreat. In the savannah, they know one simple rule: some animals can be hunted, but an adult hippopotamus is definitely not one of them. The Nile crocodile is one of the oldest and most fearsome predators on the planet. For millions of years, it has ruled African rivers thanks to its patience, stealth, and the incredible power of its jaws. Hidden beneath the surface of the water, it waits for the perfect moment to seize its victim and drag it into the depths. Yet in this same environment, one animal stands up to it without the slightest hesitation: the hippopotamus. The two species often share the same rivers, but the crocodile knows that it should never challenge an adult hippopotamus, especially when a calf is nearby. If a crocodile gets too close, the reaction is immediate. The hippopotamus charges with surprising speed, opens its mouth nearly 180 degrees, and attempts to grab the reptile with its enormous tusks. Observations have shown hippos throwing crocodiles out of the water or inflicting fatal injuries with a single bite. Despite its incredible armor of scales and its reputation as a relentless hunter, the Nile crocodile almost always chooses to give way. Because in African rivers, there is an opponent even more aggressive and unpredictable than itself: the hippopotamus. Known as the king of the savannah, the lion is one of Africa's most powerful predators. With its sharp claws, impressive fangs, and the strength of its pride, It can take down buffaloes, giraffes, and even young elephants. Few animals dare to stand against it. Yet, when an adult hippopotamus crosses its path, even the king of animals thinks twice before attacking. The reason is simple. A male hippopotamus can weigh up to 3 tons, more than 15 times the weight of a lion. Its extremely thick skin acts like a natural armor, making bites and claw attacks far less effective. But its most dangerous weapon remains its jaws. By opening its mouth nearly 180 degrees, it can deliver a force powerful enough to crush the strongest bones with a single bite. Sometimes, several lions attempt to surround an isolated hippopotamus, but against a healthy adult, these attacks almost always fail. The lions eventually choose to retreat rather than risk an injury that could prove fatal. In the wild, losing a fight often means starving to death a few days later. Even the king of the savannah knows that there is one opponent against whom courage alone is not enough: the hippopotamus. The African buffalo is often considered one of the most dangerous animals on the continent. A member of the famous Big Five, it possesses incredible strength, horns capable of piercing a predator, and an especially aggressive temperament. Every year, it injures or kills many lions that dare to attack its herd. Even the most experienced hunters respect this powerful animal. Yet when faced with an adult hippopotamus, the buffalo loses one of its greatest advantages: physical dominance. A hippopotamus can weigh up to twice as much as a buffalo and uses that massive body as a true weapon. When it charges, it can reach speeds of nearly 30 kilometers per hour despite its enormous size. The impact is so powerful that it can knock down an adult buffalo within seconds. Its horns, although extremely dangerous, struggle to penetrate the thick skin of the hippopotamus, while even a single bite from the hippo can crush bones or cause fatal injuries. In the rare encounters observed near watering holes, buffaloes often choose to move away rather than start an unnecessary fight. Because even though it is one of the bravest animals in the savannah, it knows that an angry hippopotamus is an opponent capable of turning a simple confrontation into a true display of raw power. The rhinoceros is one of the few African animals whose size and power can rival that of the hippopotamus. Weighing more than 2 tons, it has thick skin, impressive muscles, and above all, a horn capable of causing devastating injuries. Against most animals, a single charge is enough to end the fight. Yet when it encounters a hippopotamus, even this giant shows remarkable caution. Both species are extremely territorial, and their encounters often happen near water sources. When tensions rise, the hippopotamus does not hesitate to open its enormous mouth and charge with spectacular aggression. Unlike the rhinoceros, which mainly attacks with its horn, the hippopotamus tries to grab its opponent's legs, shoulders, or sides with its massive canine teeth, which can grow up to 50 centimeters long. A single bite can cause such severe injuries that they can sometimes become fatal. That is why these confrontations most often end without a true winner. Both animals understand that the price of victory would be far too high. Even the rhinoceros, considered one of the most powerful animals on the planet, prefers to avoid a battle whose outcome remains extremely uncertain against an adult hippopotamus. The African elephant is perhaps the only animal capable of making a hippopotamus look almost small. With a weight that can exceed 6 tons, incredible strength, and impressive tusks, it is considered the largest land animal on the planet. Facing such a giant, many people might think that an elephant would easily win a confrontation. Yet in the wild, the reality is much more complex. Elephants and hippopotamuses often share the same water sources, but they usually avoid direct conflicts. The reason is simple. Even though the elephant has greater overall power, an adult hippopotamus remains an extremely dangerous opponent. When defending its territory, it becomes unpredictable and can charge without warning. Its gigantic jaws, capable of causing devastating injuries, represent a threat even to a young elephant. Furthermore, a battle between these two giants could result in serious injuries on both sides, putting their survival at risk. That is why the elephant, despite its size and apparent dominance, often chooses wisdom over confrontation. In the wild, being the biggest does not always mean having to fight. Sometimes the true sign of strength is knowing when to avoid a battle, and even Africa's greatest giant prefers to respect an opponent as unpredictable as the hippopotamus.